You know, ever since Ashnod took over the Selesnya salad bar, things just haven't been the same. I mean, the transmogriants took all the croutons again. Come on, Steve, seriously? Anyway, what even is half this stuff? I mean, there's some kind of strange oil? That's probably nothing. Anyway, at least you get double portions. That's right, she may be known as Ashnod the Uncaring, but she is absolutely a feeder. And thanks to her ability, you get to double up on any food that you sacrifice. That's right, today we're absolutely obliterating the colour pie with a Grixis lifegain deck. So why don't you come with me and come on down to Ashnod's all-you-can-eat buffet. Let's have a look at our commander.
Ashnod the Uncaring is a legendary human artificer with Death Touch for 2 and Grixis that says, whenever you activate an ability of an artifact or creature that isn't a mana ability, if 1 or more permanents were sacrificed to activate it, you may copy that ability.
Most people look at Ashnod and see a value engine, but me, I just see a woman trying to run a buffet at peak hours. So why don't we make her lifelong dream come true and go all in on food tokens? You see, they're already artifacts and they're already willing and wanting to be sacrificed. And when you do so with Ashnod, you'll get to double up on that ability to gain 6 life rather than just the usual 3. Now, life gain without white is already a pretty steep hill to climb, but it's not impossible, especially with the amount of food support that Wizard has been pumping into sets over the past few years. I mean, seriously, at this point, nearly every plane in the multiverse is going to need a health inspector. Every colour, every faction, every guild, everyone is apparently eating extremely well. And the thing is, Ashnod doesn't care where the food comes from, as long as it's sacrificed and you get to chow down on it. So why don't you join me, look at the menu of this all-you-can-eat buffet. But before we look at what Ashnod's serving, why don't you let me know your favourite food artifact in the comments down below. I'll pin my favourite one, and while you're down there, why not hit subscribe? It helps out the channel a whole bunch. Now let's have a look at this menu.
Starting with our staple buffet pieces, we've got lembas, instant ramen, and even Eriette's tempting apple, all ready and waiting for someone to take a bite. Oh, you're looking for a table with friends? No worries, we'll get 3 bowls of porridge served to you right away. Need to look at a menu? The Underworld Cookbook is the best we've got. But if you're struggling to make a decision, I can recommend the Nutrient Block. It comes in bland, dense, or vanilla. If that's not quite your flavour, Bumbleflower's Share Pot or the Nuka-Cola vending machine will net you a food token. Or, if you're ready for dessert, how about following the candy trail? Obviously, any all-you-can-eat buffet is going to need staff to bring out the eats. Cards such as Sweet Tooth Witch, Experimental Confectioner, Tempting Witch, Hazel's Brewmaster, and Insatiable Frugivore all give us the opportunity to grab a plate when they enter. Scream Puff, Midnight Snack, and Rapacious Guest all do the same, but only when they're tackling other patrons, and I mean that seems pretty relatable when the fajitas come out sizzling. Ginger Brute and their knighted companion Sir Ginger, as well as Minstrosity, work as after-dinner delights, but you will have to work for your meal a bit with the latter. However, when it does get sent to the graveyard, Scavenger's Talent and Old Flitterfang are here to refill your plates with even more delicious foods. I'm even getting reports that Ashnod has started building robots to help serve customers. Thanks to Academy Manufactor, each time you sit down to eat at the buffet, you also get a treasure and a clue token, so it's definitely worth a visit.
I've even heard that Ashnod is running a little competition at the buffet. Stack your plate high enough and you could be in with a chance of winning the Hellkite Tyrant Award. When Hellkite Tyrant deals combat damage to a player, it'll helpfully clear the table, bringing every artifact that your opponents control to your side of the board. And if you manage to make it to your upkeep with a plate stacked high enough, you'll even win the game. No dessert required. But even though all Ashnod's done so far is fill your belly, you've still got plenty of life to play around with. And that's before we even get into some of the more interesting effects tacked onto some of these foods. I mean, for example, the apple will steal a creature from your opponents, and the Brewmaster adds a little extra flavour to your food tokens depending on whatever you exile. Plus, loads of this food has card draw baked in. But that's not all.
Bloodthirsty Aerialist is your dinner entertainment, gaining a +1/+1 counter each time we take a bite. Joining her are the marauding Blight Priest and Vito, Thorn of the Dusk Rose. Perhaps not the friendliest of dinner companions, but they will help whittle down your opponent's life totals. With all of this life, we can even take a chance at losing some of it. Bone Cache Overseer asks you to pay 1 life to draw a card as long as you've sacrificed a food. Phyrexian Reclamation lets your creatures return for just 1 more plate. And our game changer, Bolus's Citadel, might as well become the name of the establishment, as we'll be able to cast whatever we want from the top of our library for the simple cost of some measly life. If you want to keep the power level up, Ashnod also recommends the classic exquisite blood and sanguine bond combo. One will gain you life when an opponent loses life, and the other has an opponent lose life when you gain it. Simple.
Remember though, all of these foods are also artifacts, so there's more than just one way to make use of their sacrificial nature.
With Agent of the Iron Throne and Ashnod in play, every time you chomp down on a food token, your opponents feel it. Suddenly, lunch comes with a side of pain. The same is true for Nadia's Nightblade and Marionette Master. And the best part? They don't even need Ashnod on the battlefield to start draining the table. Reckless Fireweaver punishes opponents when the food comes in, while Mirkwood Bats does it on both entry and exit, making them the perfect buffet guest.
Just please don't eat them, we don't want a repeat of 2019.
Oni Cult Anvil even provides a waiter, because what else is a 1-1 construct doing at an all-you-can-eat buffet, if not clearing the plates? Meanwhile, Jenny Flint just loves to see people enjoy themselves, and is more than happy to hand out +1/+1 counters whenever you gain life. Positive reinforcement works, folks. And of course we can't forget our star chef. She does require a special request to leave the kitchen, discarding a card, but she brings the Underworld cookbook with her, and once she's out, she lets you sacrifice food to double lightning bolt creatures. Ka-chow!
We unfortunately can't rely on food for 100% of our life gain. Even with Ashnod on the board, our food still costs 2 to sacrifice. Not great. That's why we've got some classic life gain cards in the list as well.
Demon's Horn and Staff of the Death Magus gain you life each time you play a black card, and Cryptghast will drain the board every time you cast a spell. Speaking of draining life, Creeping Bloodsucker does it on each of your upkeeps, and for a huge burst, the Grey Merchant of Asphodel has even shown up too.
Speaking of drain, do you ever feel drained by just looking through your bulk for your next commander? Well, if that's the case, then I recommend Card Mystic, the smart Magic the Gathering search engine. When I was figuring out what to build next, I simply searched interesting Grixis commanders and instantly got a whole spread of excellent options. Once I found one I liked, I hit the similar cards button, and suddenly I had a full tasting menu of commanders with the same vibes. So if you're looking for something weird, unique, or just slightly unhinged, then do check out Card Mystic. Now we better run, because I hear the health inspector is on its way.
That's where Forensic Gadgeteer comes in. Every time one of our food hits the table, they investigate, just doing their job, I'm sure. But while they're around, the quality of the cuisine mysteriously improves, because suddenly it only costs 1 mana to eat our food.
But when the inspector does find something unsightly, usually on an opponent's side of the board, we do have some food-themed disciplinary actions that we can take.
Bake into a Pie, Taste of Death, and Voracious Fell Beast all deal with problem patrons quickly and decisively. And finally, remember to savour your food. Failure to do so may result in a creature being removed, or at the very least coming away from the experience feeling a little smaller, with a permanent -2/-2.
But with that, I think that's the final call. Thanks for dining at Ashnod's All-You-Can-Eat Buffet. What did you think of the list? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, do hit like, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see even more wacky and unhinged videos that completely destroy the colour pie. For now, have a great week, and I'll see you around. Bye.